I think for any great actor, you have to just lose your inhibition and be inhibitionless in front of the camera, because that's what this character is all about.
And I think it's a process. Like, it's not that, you can, it's not like a button that goes on. I think it takes its own amount of time. The idea is, as an actor, that all you can do is show up every day and try and do your best.
What is the importance of body language?
I think body language is a part and parcel of the whole process. I won't say it's a different one. It's a different identity altogether.
You had this session with Shehnaz Gill recently, and where you guys were talking about the fact that good acting is when you're not acting.
I think it doesn't only count for acting. I think everything that you do in life, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, there's no point doing it, because it will show in your work. I think that's the bottom line for everything, every profession in the world.
You should, every single day when you wake up, you should really be inspired to go and work. And it's not easy what we do. Like, someday you're doing an action sequence, someday you're doing something really dramatic, someday you're not, sometimes shooting in the most exotic location. It's really hard work.
सबसे बड़ी mystery तो वो है कि that बच्चा किसका है. And she's so convincing with everyone.
सबने जितना पार्टिसिपेशन किया, उनको उतना परसेंटेज तो कंट्रीब्यूट करना पड़ेगा. इट्स अ कम्युनिटी चाइल्ड.
So Huma, congratulations. I think a deliciously wicked character. I'm sure that you must have really had a great time doing it.
I had a blast, yeah. I had a blast, and it's such a great cast and a great crew to be a part of, and everyone's like super, like, amazingly collaborative and talented. So it was just fun playing, and acting with everyone, and Vasan, of course, like, who sort of got all of us together in this beautiful, beautiful film. So I'm very happy. I had a lot of fun, and I'm just really happy for all the love that the film is getting.
At what point of time in your career you realized, or maybe you were told, that I think for any great actor, you have to just lose your inhibition and be inhibitionless in front of the camera, because that's what this character is all about.
Right. I think one always knows it, but I think knowing something and doing something are two separate things.
Right.
And I think it's a process. Like, it's not that, you can, it's not like a button that goes on. I think it takes its own amount of time. The idea is, as an actor, that all you can do is show up every day and try and do your best. I know, of course, I mean, I'm not the actor when I started acting, but I feel like it's all the films and the roles that I tried to do something, and maybe some of them worked. I think I learned more from the ones that didn't work, because that actually propelled you to work harder, not getting it right, as opposed.
Okay, and both you and Raj, what is the importance of body language for you guys? Because I think, Huma, your character is all about body language. The way she enters the room, it's like she literally owns it.
Raj, you go first.
Body language is not a separate identity, I would say. When you start preparing for a character, you like, for me, it's a very internal process. I don't really and most of the time, it's not like every character is giving you an opportunity to have a different body language. There are few where you can be a totally different guy physically, but I think body language is a part and parcel of the whole process. I won't say it's a different one. It's a different identity altogether. So for me, it's very, as I said, it's internal to external. So when I get the psyche of the character right, then I think my body just starts behaving the way it should behave. But in Huma's case, of course, she was playing something very unique that she hasn't done earlier. So I think, yeah, she would be able to tell you more about her.
Yeah, because I think body language in her portrayal is very, very crucial.
I think what really helped, if I may add, is that, I have not really ever worn a lot of heels when I'm playing. I mean, I know it sounds very, like, superficial, but it's actually true, because sometimes you do these small things for a character, and they kind of, because mostly, like, you're conscious that I should not look taller than my hero. And I remember talking to Vasan also, and Vasan was like, no, in fact, I want you to look taller, not just taller than Raj, but taller than everybody else, because that's just Monica. So she'll not ever shy away from, and when you wear heels and when you wear all that, suddenly your posture and Monica has that strut. I don't know. It just came. I think once you get into character, once you walk out into set, once you see the vibe of the room, I think it just happens. I mean, I didn't plan it. Ki, acha, main aise chalne wali hu, I'm going to do that. I think it happened. It happens organically. And if you think about it too much, I think that's when I think it starts looking artificial. It starts looking like a put on, which is what nobody ever wants, right? The idea is not to pretend to have like a different walk. The idea is to actually have a different walk. So sometimes you do these things. Like when I wear a sari for Maharani, your walk changes only because you walk differently when you have like a sari draped around you. And when you wear, so I think it's small, small things sometimes that help you find something new, within that character. So it's just that. And yeah, Raj is right. I've never had an opportunity to play a character like this. So I was like, I'm going to be as devilish as possible. And he was really amazing to work with because, I think it was so much give and take. And I remember Vasan just threw both of us in on the first day with our like an introduction scene and our fight scene. So we were like, oh my God, these are the hardest two scenes we have. And we literally were performing. And first time we were acting together. Of course, we are friends. But first time to really act even with somebody you know before is kind of like unnerving, and to jump into the most hectic scenes of the film. But I think they turned out well.
Okay, now Raj, you had this session with Shehnaz Gill recently, and where you guys were talking about the fact that good acting is when you're not acting.
Yeah.
Okay, how important is for you, and I think and Huma as well, both of you, to enjoy the process so that it just becomes maybe
That's the bottom
as
line.
what it
And it's not only, I think it doesn't only count for acting. I think everything that you do in life, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, there's no point doing it because it will show in your work. I think that's the bottom line for everything, every profession in the world, that you really need to love what you do. And then everything, I think it's secondary. And in our case, I can say all of us who are in the film genuinely love what they do.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And Huma, what about you?
No, I completely agree with Raj. I think we all have love for what we do. We love the film more than anything else, and all of us are very happy, like being part of it. And I think it shows in just how you approach your work and how you are on set, how you act, how you are with your colleagues. It just reflects in every aspect of your life. And I think if you're not having fun, then don't do it. Then do something else, because clearly this is not your calling. You should, every single day when you wake up, you should really be inspired to go and work. And it's not easy what we do. Like someday you're doing an action sequence, someday you're doing something really dramatic, someday you're not sometimes shooting in the most exotic location. It's really hard work, and behind the scenes is not so glamorous and not so comfortable. But the only thing that you're doing is the fact that you know that when you finish that film or that piece of work will be there forever. Like it will be there for posterity. And that is the magic I think all of us live for.
Okay, many a times it happens that actors, when we speak to them, so they talk about the fact that don't judge the character, don't judge what the person is doing. But मुझे लगता है कि आप तो मतलब ये सोच रहे होंगे जब शूटिंग हो रही होगी इसके बाद में भी, आई थिंक बेस्ट तरीका है कि इसको जितना जज कर सकते हो उतना जज करो, because that's what makes it so interesting and exciting as far as Monica is concerned.
No, I don't think so. I never judge Monica. None of us ever judge Monica or any of the characters. Own it. It's like saying कि अच्छा तुम्हारे बारे में तो बुरा बोलते हैं, bear it as like a badge of honor. क्या बोलेंगे? Make that like your calling card almost. In fact, someone said in an interview, she said, Vampire, not at all. She's just living her life. If James Bond goes around, seducing women to get what he wants, how different is Monica? She's James Bond in a red dress. इतना ही फर्क है.
सबसे बड़ी मिस्ट्री तो वो है कि that बच्चा किसका है? And she's so convincing with everyone.
But see, the point is they all are giving into the blackmail because they all are very guilty somewhere.
They're guilty, but she comes across as someone who's virtuous. That she's not asking anything else except for maintenance and all those stuff, which is really really interesting.
सबने जितना पार्टिसिपेशन किया उनको उतना परसेंटेज तो कंट्रीब्यूट करना पड़ेगा. It's a community child. It's a community child.
All right. Okay. So, Raj, you've done so many, I think, amazing characters. How important is it for you to just come up with characters which surprise you as an actor, and which, but once it is done, and when you see it, and you say that yes, in my filmography, I can say that this one stood out. This one really had something that really sparkled and surprised me as an actor myself.
No, it's very important. Sometimes it's the character, sometimes it can be the script, the story, which can surprise you. And I always look for that in my films, whatever films I'm doing or I'm going to do. These are the two things I always look out for. Okay, either the character should really surprise me or challenge me, or the story. And sometimes the both of them come together, which is, I think, the bonus, which is the best part. Well, it pushes me, I think, to do better, to work harder. And I think that's the whole fun of being an actor, when you try something new in every film and try and grow with every character. Otherwise, I think just doing the same thing, it's very easy. People, there are few things which that, okay, people like this, so let me keep doing this. But I think that,
Mhm.
for me personally, I think that's very boring. That's not why I am an actor. I would really want to, I really want to challenge myself. I know, play different characters. Sometimes you would pass, sometimes you would fail, but you need to try. You can't just be in that box, otherwise, and you'll never move forward. Otherwise, you have to keep pushing yourself and try and pick characters which can challenge you.
Both you and Huma, a lot is being said about the fact that the actors, the makers, they need to choose their projects correctly as far as which platform that it needs to be going on. Because we've seen films, decent films, but the fact that the makers, maybe, or the actors, they were so keen that it should be coming on the big screen, and somehow it has not really worked for them for whatever reasons. Because there's a lot of things which are playing right now, be it piracy, be it a lot of other things as well. Do you feel as an actor it's important to choose the platforms correctly for showcasing
Honestly,
your
Faridun,
work?
it's not in our hands. Like, it
Mm,
was never, unless we become producer and we start deciding, nothing is in
mm,
our hand, because it's someone else's money, someone else's hard-earned lot of money, uh,
mm,
that they have put in. So I think it's their call. Of course, we all want our films to be seen, and it can be anywhere. It can be theaters, it can be OTT platforms. We make films so that people can watch it, and more people can watch it. But now I think the lines are really blurring. The kind of response we got for Monica, My Darling, it's equal to what I got for, say, Us Three or a Bareli Ki Barfi. I think there's no difference as of anymore. Uh, the films need to be watched, and that's why we make
absolutely.
any art, so that people can see it, and if they like it, they would talk about it, and word of mouth would spread, and then more and more people would watch it.
Why I'm saying it is, I'll just give you one example that I just noticed. So while researching for your interview, I just noticed that, so there is this lady that I follow on, say, Facebook. She's in US, and I think she's rather on the aged side. I don't think that she would be going to theaters, maybe, to watch a film. But she had great things to say about Monica, My Darling, and she had
Mm.
posted on Facebook. So the reach that maybe this film is having is like massive right now.
It is massive. Netflix is huge. It goes to 192 countries, and we are getting messages from Spain, from America, from UK, from Singapore, everywhere. You name it, and every country, people are watching it. It's trending on globally in top 10. I think that happens only because Netflix has that kind of reach, and Monica is that film that it's so universal in nature that people from any country would enjoy it. And so
Mm.
we are very thankful to this lady who is posting such amazing things about Monica.
All right, and Huma Qureshi is an OTT star.
Huma Qureshi is a star. Don't bracket her OTT or.
No, 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 no. I'm basically saying that the reach that she has got is
Yeah,
massive.
No,
yeah.
thank you.
Maharani, of course, has given her that big
But
jump.
I would have wanted, like, say, Double XL to release directly on an OTT platform. Honestly.
Coming out on Netflix in a couple of months. I mean, to quickly answer that question also, see, you make films for different audiences, and you, of course, you want them to have a maximum reach. We are living in times which are complicated, because I agree with you. There are a lot of, and I got that feedback as well. There are a lot of people from the older generation, that are scared to step out, between 50s to 70s kind of a thing, who don't, or 40s even, I would say, who don't want to step out and watch something in the theater. Then we've just come out of a global pandemic. There are health concerns. There's a mental health crisis that is ongoing, that is being unaddressed right now, which nobody really talks about, but it definitely exists. So the viewing habits, the going out habits, etc., people definitely has changed. Coupled with that, what as an industry we have to look inwards and think about is, yes, we have to tell better stories. We have to make better films, and we have to make films that people like, because ultimately audience ही आपको बताती है कि उनको film पसंद है कि नहीं. And yes, we also have to think about ticket pricing, because that is a huge concern. Today when you're competing with OTC pricing, where you take an annual subscription and you can watch and keep flipping multiple, content pieces from around the world. Here you are, we all have to collectively decide if we want, and we all want, we love going to the big screen and watching film. If we want that thing to not just sustain, but to really thrive and to grow even more, then we have to really think about it and look inwards and address that concern. That how do we make sure that more, and we make it like cost effective for families and middle class families especially, to be able to afford to go multiple times to a theater in the same month. That's how the business will really.
No, absolutely, and piracy too. The people who are watching like a Friday release in local cranes, and they're watching like a Monica, My Darling as well.